Is this where I'm supposed to be? Hi, this is Citi TV. Welcome. This is the Accra Lawn Tennis Club, and it's the 19th edition of the Accra Senior Open Tennis Championship. Today is match day 2 of our coverage, and it's the showpiece day. This is where the prizes are handed out. And if you can see behind me, there are 2 ladies on court. They are prepping to take part in the Women's Pro Final. It's Tracy Ampah, and she will be taking on Yvonne Bruce-Tagoe. It should be exciting. It should be fun. We've seen a lot of tennis happen throughout the day, but it all comes down to this. Who will be the best women's tennis player from this competition? My name is Nathan Kwao. Many thanks for joining us on Citi TV for our live coverage of some great tennis served from Accra. This is the 19th edition of the Accra Senior Open Tennis Championship. The women's final is upon us. It's Tracy Ampah versus Yvonne Bruce-Tagoe. Now, how did the 2 women get here? Well, Tracy Ampah, she had a bye in the quarters, and then she beat Helena Hammond in the semis, 6-1, 6-2. For Yvonne Bruce-Tagoe, she got a bye in the quarters and then defeated Accra 6-4, 4-6, and 10-8. Grueling match it was from yesterday. She's made the final, and she takes on Tracy Ampah for the right to be called the best women's tennis player in this competition. The 2021 edition of the Accra Senior Tennis Open Championship is the 19th edition that's happening, and it's happening live on Citi TV at the Accra Lawn Tennis Club. Of course, it's being put together under the auspices of the Ghana Tennis Federation. It should be fun. It should be good. If you are ready, I'm ready. We are crossing over to that game, and like I said, the ladies are behind me, warming up and getting ready to serve points and aces and pick up the crown as the best female tennis player in this year's edition of the Accra Senior Tennis Open Championships. Enjoy the final. We'll speak to the winners and losers right after it ends. This is Citi TV. Please stay tuned.
Ladies finals. Yvonne Bruce-Tagoe, and to the right of the
It's the Accra Senior Open Tennis Championship 2021, the 19th edition of it, live on Citi TV. It's a women's final between Tracy Ampah and Yvonne Bruce-Tagoe. Ladies professional singles final. In commentary position, my name is Daniel Cranting, and I'm doing this with
Thomas Ohene-Ifa, the Octopus Man.
Interesting nickname there. How did you get it?
Well, I started playing tennis with both hands, as a beginner, and I've improved it, so I play with both hands and with dexterity.
That's an interesting name, the Octopus Man.
Yeah.
So no ball is unreachable for you.
Oh, I try to pick all the balls. If you send it to my backhand, I will just use my left hand to bring it up. The right hand, I use my forehand. So small.
Interesting. So Tracy Ampah, she's the one closest to shot.
Yes, in the white attire.
All white, and Yvonne Bruce-Tagoe.
Yeah.
It's on the other side of the court in white in a black skirt. Let me just give the...
And Tracy started playing as a junior player, and she won the 2017 McDonald Junior Open Girls Under 12. She has been a very stubborn player to most of her peers.
Tracy, 15-year-old Tracy.
From Takwa Goldfields. Tennis Club.
Takwa Goldfields Tennis Club. She's 15 years and she's in the final of the 19th edition of the Accra Senior Open Tennis Championship. Impressive. Yvonne is also 25, so there's a 10-year difference between those two.
Yeah.
This should be an interesting final.
Tracy is now a student of Accra Girls Secondary School.
She's taking her tennis very seriously, of course. To make the final is very commendable. But let me just run through her path to the final. That is Tracy. She had a bye in the quarterfinal. Then she beat Helena Hammond 6-1, 6-2 in the semis to reach the final. Yvonne, on the other hand, she also had a bye in the quarterfinal. Then she beat Na Ankara 6-4, 4-6, 10-8 in the semi-final. That was a very interesting semi-final. That is that of Yvonne. I think it was played yesterday. It was a very competitive game, 3 sets. And the final set, tiebreaker, Yvonne edging it by 10 points to 8.
Yeah, it's not for Tracy's side. She's done well. Look, that girl has been a very difficult person for most of her peers. And in the Ladies Challenger Series 2, after the defeating of Annette Cruikshank, I think she has been very consistent. Just that now she's studying in the secondary school, so she doesn't get enough time to train. So I would say, even if she loses, she's done well. But she's a very difficult player. Yvonne has played tennis for years. She used to be with the national players. She's gone outside the country before most of the times, and she's a very experienced player. So this match is going to be a 50-50 match. I mean, both sides, they've all done well. So I think we are in for a 50-50 match.
First time I saw Yvonne play was in the Baby Jet Invitational.
Yeah.
I think that was earlier this year. She was really impressive in that particular competition.
So let's see. But this is clay court. Clay court is different from hard court.
Of course.
Yvonne, head to head, Yvonne is leading Tracy on a hard court. But clay court, I mean, you can't decide. Yeah. Both of them are hard court players. Yeah. So for the clay courts, unless you finish the game.
It's any woman's game in this one.
Yes.
Of course, Yvonne is serving first. Started the first set. Tracy doing some good work on the net, coming forward and forcing Yvonne to strike that ball right into the net there. But already we can see the game plan from Tracy. She's coming forward at the least opportunity she has, putting a lot of pressure on.
Tracy doesn't play winners. She's more of a retriever. Yeah. She retrieves the balls to you and she will try and make sure you make the mistakes. She takes your points. Yeah. But Yvonne is a hard hitter. That's the difference between the two.
The
sun is very scorching.
We'll test the endurance of both players. But Tracy leads 40-30 on Yvonne set.
Game, I'm back. First game.
Won in the first game. She leads 1-0 in the first set.
I think we are in for a longer match because the kind of game plan Tracy has, she is always anticipating certain balls that are cheap for her. And if Yvonne doesn't take her, Tracy is going to make her get tired early. So, well, it's early days yet. Let's see what goes on.
Of course, that was an impressive game by Tracy. Yeah. And she's exhibiting the strength you spoke of earlier on, forcing Yvonne into mistakes. Yeah. And that's the thing about hard hitters. The likelihood of you making mistakes is very high. But when you get it right, it looks beautiful.
You have to execute it.
Nicely done there by Yvonne.
Love 15.
Coming forward and thrashing that backhand cross court, winning the point. It's love 15. Beautiful forehand cross court. Winner there by
15 all.
It's 15 all. But you hardly see shots like that from Tracy. But in that instance, she needed
Out.
to go
13,
for it
15.
hard.
Four, 15. Forty thirty. Adam, game, Ampah.
Tracy
Ampah lead by
Ampah
2
is
games to
second
love.
She leads 2-love. That was a pretty quick and
That's
precise.
what I
game.
told you. She doesn't play so hard. She only relies on your mistakes, and she used to beat her points. That's what I'm saying. So if Yvonne doesn't take her, Tracy is going to use that kind of to make her get tired earlier.
Yeah.
If Yvonne doesn't take her and Tracy gets the first set, second set will be difficult.
And Tracy's already a breakup in the first set. Yvonne serving, trying to come back into this one. The Accra Senior Open Tennis Championship is live on Citi TV. It's a women's professional singles final between Tracy Ampah and Yvonne Bruce-Tagoe.
Love 15.
Yvonne in the white top and the black skirt. Tracy is closest to camera in an all white attire.
What?
But playing on the clay court seems a bit more difficult for most players out there. Most people are used to playing on hard court, so you need to sort of adjust your game when you're playing on the clay.
Yes.
Love 30.
Ghana, we are not familiar with clay courts.
Yeah.
But the whole Ghana, it's only Accra that have clay courts. So most of the players play on hard courts. So when you bring them here for competitions, they find it very difficult. So, I mean, sometimes they might be very good on clay courts, but very good on hard courts. But when they get on the clay courts, they find it a bit jittery.
15, 30.
So, it is the court that speaks. So let's see what happens.
That was good play there from Yvonne Bruce-Tagoe coming to the net just to dispatch that backhand drop shot. The backhand volley she serves. Nice passing shots there from Tracy Ampah.
15, 40.
Taking advantage of the space that Yvonne left coming to the net. That's some good tennis there.
Yvonne, with her experience as a professional player, has been trying to attack. But you see, these players, they've not played for long, like Tracy Ampah. So it's difficult attacking them at the net.
Out. 30-40. Out. News.
Tracy Ampah was just in your shot there. 15-year-old.
What? Second serve. Advantage, Ampah. Game, Ampah. Ampah lead by 3 games to love. First set.
Again, what you spoke about, forcing Yvonne to making mistakes. Good work there by Tracy.
Yeah. And you see, most of such players who don't hit hard, they retrieve all the balls to you, and then you have to make the mistakes, and they take you use your points to build theirs. So it's difficult playing such players. It doesn't matter how strong you are. They retrieve all the balls and bring them to you. Tracy is one of them. And most of the players know her.
Very difficult to face. And people with that particular strategy, they seem to wear you out a lot.
Yes.
Use a lot of your power shots, but they keep bringing the ball
and
back.
if you make the mistake and they take the first set, after the second set, you are done.
Tracy is already back out on court.
Yvonne Bruce-Tagoe won the second edition of the Interplus Invitational Tournament, women's singles. That was last year.
Time.
And then the Kings Cup too, ladies singles.
So she knows how to win a competition.
Yes.
And it's no surprise she's here in the final. Done remarkably well over the past years.
Yvonne has played several finals in most of the tournaments in Ghana, and she's won most of them.
25 years and she's already a veteran on the scene.
Let. Play.
This skill is absolutely fantastic. Tracy Ampah there.
Chill out.
One moment you think Yvonne has got the points wrapped up. But Tracy with her speed, agility and precision, just guiding that ball past Yvonne to get the point.
What?
Tracy has a younger sister too, who is also very stubborn. She's an under 12 player, and I don't know if it runs in their family. Her father is also a coach, and he plays the same format as they do.
So clearly, Mr. Ampah is doing a good job in raising Ghana's own version of the Williams sisters.
Tino.
Very well done, Mr. Ampah. And it's encouraging because you don't see a lot of parents pushing their children into sports like tennis. Of course, in this country, it's football, it's boxing, it's athletics. You don't always or mostly see children being encouraged to play the game of tennis. But Mr. Ampah is somebody that we need to commend. Two of them playing tennis and two of them doing very well at the sport.
You know, tennis is an expensive game, and so most parents don't have the means to support their children. You mean they might love the sport, but the means is not there.
Out.
Yeah.
14-15. Out. Game Ampah.
It's turning into
all games too loud.
Dominant display from Tracy Ampah. It leads 4 games to love in the first set. And Yvonne Bruce-Tagoe needs to find something from somewhere. She's to salvage anything from this set.
I think Yvonne came earlier to do some warm-ups. Maybe she's worn out somehow, I don't know, but Tracy just came in from school. But he was brought by a driver. And so I think the energy is there. That's why he's leading 4-0. But anything can happen in sports. So let's see what happens.
Anything can happen, but per what you said earlier, you don't want to lose a first set to
Definitely.
Tracy Ampah.
Definitely.
Out.
See, in tennis, is the best way is to win your first set, so that you have a security.
Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, you have to struggle from behind.
It's always pressure on you if you're unable to secure that first set.
Yeah.
In the second set, then you need to start digging deep.
Yeah.
And of course, if you don't have that good mental toughness, you might not be able to get over the line.
What? Fourth. Fifteen. Text. Fifteen. 40.
It's a very poor double fault there from Yvonne.
I don't know why it's happening today, but
Fourth.
I think she came in to do a lot of warm-ups. I saw her play on the other side for about 1 hour. And
Game Ampah.
4 faults.
She'll come into the game maybe by next set.
Ampah lead by 5 games to love.
Set, so
First set.
anything can happen, as I'm saying. In tennis, anything can happen. Normally, tennis is not like football. In tennis, somebody can lead you 5-1.
They can switch anytime.
But you can come up to 5-5 and win. And since it's an individual game, everybody has his own strategy. Yeah. Sometimes you might trail 0-5 or 0-6, but you conserve energy. Right? Making the other opponent who is winning get tired first set. And then the second set, you come in and then get to 1-1, and then the final set, you win. So everybody has a strategy. So normally in tennis, when you're leading one set, don't be happy, because anything can still happen.
It's never over until it's over.
Yeah. One of the slogans in tennis is "the courts will decide."
Fantastic. I like the word play there. The courts will decide. Lovely. We're watching the 19th edition of the Accra Senior Open Tennis Championship. Is live on Citi TV. It's a ladies' professional singles final. It's between Tracy Ampah and Yvonne Bruce-Tagoe. In commentary position, my name is Daniel Kranting, and I'm doing this with
Thomas Ohene Ifa, the octopus man.
The octopus man. There's nothing that goes past him on the tennis court.
The only ambidextrous tennis player in the country.
Fantastic.
Fourth. What? Lap 15. Let. Out.
Good defensive play there by Tracy.
15 all.
Again, forcing Yvonne into making mistakes. She had an open court there, but unfortunately for Yvonne, she overhit it.
$15.
And apart from the King's Cup and then the Interplus trophy won by Yvonne, the 2020 edition of the Asamoah Invitational Tournament was also won by Yvonne.
Yeah.
That's the ladies category. So you can see how consistent Yvonne is.
Yeah. That's the first time I saw her play.
Yeah.
I was at that final. Nicely done there by Yvonne.
30 all.
Just giving us all a reminder of the sort of quality that she has. We've not seen that too much of that in this first set. But of course, this is a good reminder. And it's the best out of 3 sequences, so there's still enough time for her to come back into this one.
For the 30. Deuce.
Tracy Ampah leads 5-love in the first set. She's serving for the set. So deuce now. She's just faltered on her first serve. Second service opportunity.
Advantage, Ampah.
Member of the under-12 Ghana national team, Tracy Ampah. And now she's graduated to the under-14.
So set point for her to clinch.
Out. Game and first set, Ampah. 6-love.
To Tracy Ampah, she leads. One set up in the ladies' professional singles final of the Accra Senior Open Tennis Championship against Yvonne Bruce-Tagoe. Dominating performance from Tracy in this first set. A very dominant performance from her.
Yeah. You see, like I told you, Yvonne is an experienced player more than Tracy. And she's been playing with the men, the national players, so she has her own style. But like I was saying, those girls with slow pace, playing them is difficult because they will return all your balls. And if you think that you're an experienced player, you know how to hit, and you want to hit your balls, they'll be taking your points to build them years up. And by the time you realize you are playing better, and you lost. Outside the court, you might think Yvonne is playing better, but most of the balls are going out, making Yvonne build her points.
Yeah. And she looked a bit tired.
It's
at the tail end of that first
using the
set.
washroom.
We saw 4 successive
Yeah.
faults. That was 2 successive double faults.
Reasonable time.
Gifting the 5th game to
It's using the washroom.
Tracy.
So it's reasonable time.
And then, of course, we saw the tiredness coming in again in that final game of the set. Yeah. She really needs to get her energy back. If she wants to come back into this one.
Mostly, tennis is not played always with power.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to reduce the power and conserve energy for the subsequent sets. If you try to use all the power in the first set, by the time you realize the second set, you're tired.
Tracy Ampah taking on Yvonne Bruce-Tagoe. Tracy Ampah winning the first set by 6 games to love. It's a very impressive first set by Tracy. We're hoping to finish this off as quickly as possible. That's Yvonne Bruce-Tagoe you see in your shots. She's serving at the start of the second set.
I think the second set is going to be a different story because, like I told you, everybody has his or her own style. So we might see a different style on the court right now as Yvonne is trailing.
Fantastic there. A lovely exchange there. I think this is the longest rally we've seen in the match so far. But of course, it's following the trend of the game so far. Tracy Ampah getting the point. It's a lovely one there. Great return of service there. Lost her balance but still managed to get it in and claim the point.
News.
Yvonne is beginning to make Ampah run to where he. Oh, understand. So the second set, everybody has his own plan. Maybe she was conserving energy in the first set.
Advantage, Bruce-Tagoe.
Disappointing end to that point from Tracy. Looked like she had worked the angles very well. But of course, credit to Yvonne for consistently bringing the ball back.
I think now Yvonne is coming into the game. She's no more giving loose balls to Tracy to do what she wanted to do.
Deuce.
Back to deuce. Fantastic there. Fantastic forehand down the line.
Advantage, Bruce-Tagoe.
Yvonne Bruce-Tagoe. She needs to get this game. She needs to get this game. She's still yet to get off the mark. 6-love. She was beaten in the first set. And of course, this is a final. The sooner she gets a game under her belt, the better for her.
And I think now Yvonne is dictating the pace of the game, trying to make Ampah run so that she also get tired.
Out. Game, Bruce-Tagoe. First game.
It's the first game Bruce-Tagoe wins in this match. It's coming in the first game of the second set. It's the Accra Senior Open Tennis Championship live on Citi TV. It's the 19th edition. You're watching the ladies' professional singles final between Yvonne Bruce-Tagoe and Tracy Ampah. Tracy leads by 1-0. She won the first set, 6-love. Commentary position, my name is Daniel Cranting. I'm doing this with my very good friend
Thomas Ohinefa, the octopus man.
I love the way he says his name. The octopus man. only ambidextrous tennis player in the country.
Wait.
Tracy Ampah in your shot there. Youngster, 15 years old. Very young, but she's incredible good at what she does.
Play. Lab. Out. 30 lab.
And just like what we saw in the first set, Tracy doesn't waste a lot of time when she's serving. Likes to get the points and very quick, early, so she doesn't do or exert a lot of energy. Oh my goodness. Wow. Wow. Tracy Ampah. This is probably the best point I've seen. 2 days that we've been here.
But 4-15. What?
Nicely done there.
4-10.
So Thomas has just vacated us and I have a lovely lady here joining me in the commentary position by name of. This has been a very interesting game so far.
It has, and I mean, talking to a lot of the spectators here, I think that a lot of people are still poised behind Yvonne because for a very long time she's always been that power player, always comes in with the power. But today it looks like Tracy is giving her a run for her points. I mean, the first set was tough, and for a lot of people the result was quite shocking because there were a lot of deuce points made.
Yeah.
So the hope was that she was making some points, but it wasn't like that. But there's still hope. There's still hope for Yvonne.
Of course, and she started the second set much better than she did in the first set.
Yes,
but you also have to agree that
stronger.
The tactic of Tracy Ampah is almost the perfect antidote for Yvonne. It's like a power player against a fantastic retriever, and it looks like in the first set Ampah got the better of her, getting every single ball back into court and forcing Yvonne into making mistakes.
I mean, you are perfectly right. It looks like the perfect counter attack for Yvonne's play today is Tracy's patient and steady game plan. Get all balls back to the player and maybe wait for her to make their mistakes. And it's working perfectly.
Fantastic stuff there. It's the 19th edition of the Accra Senior Open Championship is live on Citi TV. You're witnessing the ladies' professional single final between Tracy Ampah and Yvonne Bruce-Tagoe. Tracy Ampah winning the first set by 6 games to love. We are on serve in the second set. Tracy Ampah is the one closest to shot, and they all white. And Yvonne Bruce-Tagoe is on the other side of the court. She's wearing a white top and a black skirt. Yes, in your shot there is Yvonne Bruce-Tagoe.
Out.
Then I picked Thomas's thought earlier on the difficulties of playing on the clay court, or the differences between playing on the clay court and playing on the hard court. What's your take on it? Of course, it requires players to adjust their game plans a bit, and because of the nature of the surface.
Yes. I mean, both surfaces have never been the same. The clay court is slower when it comes to balls that bounce. I think maybe that's what may not be playing to Yvonne's favor today, because clay court tends to slow the balls whenever you hit power, so you are required to spin the balls more. So if you look at the play going on today, Tracy is just returning a lot of balls that Yvonne hits with power, and she has all the time to adjust and place the ball because it slows down, and then she directs it. Oh, that was a lovely one from Yvonne.
It was lovely there by Yvonne. But it was perfectly set up for her by Tracy.
Yeah.
She would agree she could have done better with that return volley.
She could have, but then as she said, the placement perfectly prepared by Yvonne for that execution. Oh, that was net point made there. But you see Yvonne here switching up her game plan a bit, doing a bit more placements.
Rather than sheer power.
Mixing up the play with baseline and going forward to volley. On clay court, really, that's how you can make a lot of points. You need to mix it up.
Out. Game. Bruce-Tagoe.
That's smart.
Lead by 2 games to 1. Second set.
Understood the game plan of Tracy in that first
First
set.
set.
Adjusted her game very well.
Exactly.
And by all indications, we are having a more competitive second set.
Exactly. I mean, this is what we came for. This is the excitement we came for.
Of course, it's a ladies' professional singles final at the Accra Senior Open Tennis Championships.
I would like to add, though, that this isn't the first time Tracy and Yvonne are meeting for tennis competitions. Tracy currently won the ladies ranking that was organized at the Accra Sports Stadium. 5 series, ladies challenger series it was dubbed, and every time she met Yvonne, it was a tough match. But it was on hard surface, so I mean, that required a different game plan and a different mindset. This would be the first finals that these 2 young, talented ladies have met on clay. And it's interesting to see how they both need to switch up their tactic and their game after every point. Really, that's what I'm seeing, because for a very long time, Yvonne seems to be a baseliner, always hitting that power shots from the baseline. But today, she's had to switch it up, come to the net to volley. She's had to set up short balls and finish it off.
Yeah.
And Tracy has been wonderful. I mean, I haven't seen her play this much spin this long. Today, she has had to bring that out because Yvonne is proving to be a much, much tougher opponent than on her court.
And traditionally, there's more of an advantage when you go for top spin playing on a surface like the clay court. But let's talking about the endurance. In the semi-finals that both players played, Tracy had a simpler path. She dispatched, or she just lost one game in that semi-final, 6-love, 6-1, she won. Yvonne had to do it the hard way, winning by 3-6, winning 10-8 in the final set. So she will be more used to going the distance. Should she be able to clinch this second set and force the final into the decider?
That was a perfectly set up point by Tracy, moving Yvonne to the lines and then finishing it off in the middle. But then yes, on the subject of endurance, I mean, when you look at both players, I have seen both of them train separately, getting ready for their tournaments, and it's intense. I mean, on both sides. I dare not say that Yvonne's training pattern is more difficult than Tracy's, but I think that the advantage of age is playing to Tracy's advantage today, because I mean, this is a 15-year-old pitched against what? So yeah, the mobility, the flexibility is on a higher percentage than what Yvonne is used to.
15. Out. 30.
A very uncharacteristic mistake there from.
Yeah, I don't know if I should say that Yvonne has finally managed to get into the head of Tracy, because continuous outballs, continuous double faults from Tracy.
And this is where the experience of Yvonne comes in.
40-30.
You're absolutely right. If Tracy has the advantage of mobility, Yvonne has the advantage of experience. Now it's left to both ladies to use these advantages to make points, because that's what counts.
News.
See Tracy getting a little frustrated there, because she's been hitting consistent outballs, and it's on her serve.
What?
And not much pressure also.
I mean, losing on yourself puts a lot of pressure on you.
Out.
And you can see the confidence in Yvonne's
Advantage,
return coming
mistake.
back, because she's seeing that her opponent can make mistakes and force errors after all.
It's a good position she finds herself in. She's break point
What?
at 1-2.
Out.
And she's done it.
Game.
She's done it.
Mistake.
Yvonne breaks
He lead by 3 games to 1.
Tracy. She leads 3-1 in the second set. A perfect way to start the set, considering how poor she was in that first set.
And this is when she needs to go in, take a serve, and then lead the game if we are to expect a third set, because when your opponent is frustrated, it is the perfect time to pounce and dominate. In the first set, she was just defending. She needs to attack now. And that is it. You see the confidence in Yvonne's serves. Her hits, she's how frustrated her partner is now and knows that if she pushes a little bit more, she can lead this game and take the second set.
Those are quality points there.
Quality stuff.
So, perfect example of attack versus defense. Yvonne did brilliantly to finish off that point. Good return down the second set from Tracy.
You see her slapping her thigh and encouraging herself, motivating herself to get back into the game because losing on her serve took her out of it a little bit.
Quality stuff from Tracy there.
15-10.
She is defending beautifully. I mean, you can see the mobility advantage, I would say. I mean, for every angle she's going for the ball, she's returning it into the court.
So, a couple of tired shots. Yvonne
Yes,
is playing there,
yes.
looks like.
YBT seems to be showing tiredness, but it is the wrong time to show tiredness, especially when you're leading in a set that you're already down from.
Game Ampah.
And break point.
Bruce-Tagoe lead by 3-2. Second set.
So the advantage.
First set, Ampah.
And now she would have to also motivate herself to level up and take charge back into the game. Otherwise, I'm afraid Yvonne might just run away with it. I mean, if you look at the whole overview now, with Yvonne taking a rest, Tracy still very active, making sure not to be iced out on the court, moving up and down. We need to see a bit of more energy from Yvonne at this point. More energy from her at this point. She needs it. We need it.
Of course, everybody wants a final to be as competitive as possible.
Yes. See Tracy bouncing up and down, waiting not to be iced out. And I think that after the first set, she was iced out a little bit. And that was what gave Yvonne a bit of an advantage, because when you are heated into a game, once you are iced out, it takes you a set or two to get back into it.
Yeah. It's been impressive tennis so far, not just in this game, but of course over the course of the week. Yesterday saw some impressive semi-finals being played. But what has...
Were you here to watch me lose?
You have a very good account of yourself. A very good account of yourself.
Generally, it's been a great improvement from what we see every year on the clay court. It's the only clay court tournament that happens in a year, so every player is... And you can see Tracy complaining that Yvonne is taking too much time because she's getting iced out again. I mean, it's an old strategy, but it works. It still works.
It works as long as it's within the rules.
But I see her asking for a bit of a medical timeout. It's really not fair.
She didn't look in it in the last game we witnessed. You see her breathing heavily. She wasn't moving too well.
Then she should call for a medical timeout. But Your opponent is ready on the court. Delay to whose advantage? I mean, that's an old trick. It's been done to me before. I mean, I had to wait 3 hours for my game to start, and then I lost, and then I'm the bad player. So, you know.
Little tricks in sport.
And that is a great way to stay in the game. Keep your mind, keep your body focused on the court by Tracy now. Let's just hope Yvonne doesn't use her medical as an excuse to lose this. But Tracy needs this break. She does. Wow, wonderful. And
Brilliant.
That's the excitement that we are expecting. Tracy coming in strong again, attacking, placement and finishing off the points.
So something you mentioned earlier, the fact that the game can switch up at any point in time. Tracy started slowly. It looked like Yvonne was taking the advantage, and all of a sudden, in a split second, it looks like Tracy's back on top.
Yes. I mean, if you look at how Tracy is serving now, you can see that she's switched.
That was good. Backhand pass and shot. And she needed that.
She needed that. Tracy's serve has seemed to switch from a flat to a slice. Very slow slice. At every set, every point, you need a different tactic.
Out.
That's unfortunate for Yvonne, but that would have been another wonderful passing shot.
Yeah.
Going for the same thing a second time. I mean, if it works for you, why change it?
And that's the one thing about tennis I admire. The individuality of the sport. The fact that when you are locked in and you are playing the game, you essentially need to coach yourself through the entire period of the game.
Wonderful attacking shot there from Yvonne. Putting Tracy in a tight spot. Baseline. Keep her at the baseline. I see that that's what Yvonne is going for now.
Out.
And you are absolutely right. Tennis requires that at every time, on court or off court, when you're playing, it has to be 100%. Your body, your mind. You need to focus. You lose focus in any area, you're out of it. And at every point in time, you need to change something.
News.
Oh, that was an unfortunate point lost there by Tracy. It was a wonderful plan with Yvonne on the left, taking that shot on the right would have been perfect.
Good sequence of play. Very long rally there.
That's
Brilliant.
it.
Brilliant.
That's it.
Brilliant.
Game. Bruce-Tagoe.
Seems some quality tennis here
By
the
4
ladies
games to 2.
professional singles final at the 19th edition of the Accra Senior Open Tennis Championship. It's a final between Tracy Ampah and Yvonne Bruce-Tagoe. Tracy Ampah won the first set by 6 games to love. Second set is as competitive as you would like a final to be. It's been an interesting sequence of play so far. But let's talk about you. You play tennis yourself.
I do.
I understand you're a member of the Army Mess Tennis Club.
Yes, you mean the best tennis club in Accra? Yes.
I was there for the Baby Jets Invitational.
Okay.
A very good tournament. And just tell us about yourself and tennis, female tennis in the country. Of course, we are witnessing a ladies professional singles final as it stands.
And that is a wonderful point. Sorry, I got distracted there by that wonderful point being made by YBT. And yes, I've been playing socially for a couple of years now, 5 years if I'm not mistaken.
Wow.
I learned my tennis and play actively at the Army Mess Tennis Club. And I am also with the Gender and Equity Committee of the GTF. We have been trying, like the men, to gather the professional ladies so that there are records and there's an account for them just as there is for the men.
Yeah.
So there can be games and tournaments organized professionally for them. We are still at a long shot, but brilliant defense there by Tracy, but Yvonne down the line, passing shots got the better of her.
Some quality tennis we are seeing, and this is very befitting of a final.
Well, looks like the tables will turn. Yvonne looks like she wants the set. She needs this set if she wants this game to go in her favor. Oh, that was quality serve there. I mean, if you're sitting behind, you think that was easy, but the spin on that ball didn't make it come.
What? Out.
And this is the fourth time I've seen Tracy hit a ball down the line that went out. So who knows, maybe that is another disadvantage of hers that Yvonne might be capitalizing on right now, because her down the line shots don't look so accurate right now. Mid-court balls, volleys, cross-court, I think she has it, but down the line is another thing that
especially
maybe she needs to avoid.
Looks like she's being forced into that situation by Yvonne.
Do you think this is an old trick, though? I mean, making your opponent think that you are not medically fit, so that.
Of course, we see it everywhere.
Yes, we still have Djokovic doing that.
That's my favorite
level.
Yeah, my favorite tennis player. As long as it's well within the rules.
He's my least favorite player.
He's the greatest.
I am
an
adult person, forever and always.
And Djokovic is the greatest of all time. The slams will speak for itself.
Yeah, until we are back this December. Oh, we are back already, so watch out.
Oh, goodness me. Tracy Ampah will serve. She's down 2-4 in the second set.
And you see Tracy now put on her glasses. I mean, maybe she wasn't seeing clearly in those two serves that Yvonne broke her with and took the charge. So let's hope now the balls are bigger and her down the line shots are more accurate. So maybe that's an explanation for all those missed balls.
Maybe, just maybe.
What?
First double fault.
Should we blame it on the glasses?
Maybe she needs some time to adjust.
Love chat.
If she wants to get back into this, she needs this break.
What?
I mean, 5-2 is not a bad score. It's just one break.
Yeah.
And once she has the break, then pressure would mount back on Yvonne for her
15
to attack more and maybe spoil more balls. So she needs this break. If she loses on her serve again, that's 2 losses on serve.
And that will be the set gone. It's 2 set points for Yvonne. An opportunity to get this match back level.
Another strategy Tracy could use is to let the set go and then concentrate on coming back a lot more stronger in the last and final set, because then you would need that. But I mean, if she's able to quickly adjust with her vision and break on her serve, then that's more excitement for us and then more pressure for Yvonne.
Of course. Taking a bit more time there. 2 set points for Yvonne.
A second serve, and then the second set would be over, and it will be a 1 set all for the ladies. And she does it. Bruce-Tagoe takes the second set with an emphatic 6-2.
1 set all. Final set.
The final set is where the show is at.
Of course.
I mean,
test of nerves, mentality, strength, endurance,
and speed. I've seen both ladies play at different levels, and I want speed. I haven't seen that speed here yet, maybe because it's the clay court, but I'm predicting that the final set is going to be fast.
This has been a very interesting final. 2 dominant sets on opposite side. Tracy completely dominated the first set, 6-love. She started a bit slowly, looked like she was coming back into the second set, but Yvonne showed her experience and claimed it by 6-2. We go to a decider. And that's what the finals are about. Proper test of competition.
And I hear Tracy complaining about the condition of the court for her vision. So I'm very sure the floodlights will be up soon, so that the third set can. But the final set is a tiebreaker. And as history would have it, Yvonne she's very good at tiebreaks.
Yeah. She actually got to the final as a result of winning the final set tiebreak.
On the hinges of tiebreak. So the third set, we would need to see a lot more coming from Tracy. I mean, the onus will lie on her to prove that she can handle the pressures of a tiebreak. Tiebreakers don't have all the 4 serves that you get in a set. It's just one
Every point counts. Every single point counts.
And that is why I say that it's going to be fast, because you miss one ball, you miss one ball.
Yeah. It's like Yvonne will serve to get us underway. Final set.
And whoever is going to take the first point in the tie break has the advantage of confidence. And you can see how careful these ladies are playing now.
Nobody wants to make a mistake.
Nobody wants to miss their chance.
1-0.
And Yvonne takes the first point of the third set tiebreak. Of course, it's the first to 10, the difference of 2. Who wins that?
You see her closing in on the court there to return back to Tracy's backhand. And it's going to be a cross-court affair as it seems. Oh, Tracy turns and stretches it up to the forehand.
Out. 2-love, Bruce-Tagoe.
It's a 2-love lead for YDT at this point. Let's talk drop shots. I mean, this game has seen its fair share of drop shots, but who's better, Yvonne's or Tracy's at this point?
I honestly can't tell. I think they've both hit some quality drop shots in there throughout the course of the match. I think the one that caught my eye the most was Yvonne's, I think early in the second
and
set.
she takes it. She takes the shot. And that's another thing that I have seen here tonight. They set the ball up beautifully, and when there's a chance, you take it. You don't hesitate. And it's always the one that goes for it to take the shot that gets the point. That was what I was saying when I said the stock drop shot. It looks like this evening, if we had to use percentages, I think Tracy's drop shots have made her quite a bit of points than Yvonne's drop shots. They are not quite sharp.
Tracy's finally off the mark in the third set tiebreak. Of course, Yvonne still leads 3-1. Or just scrape the line.
Consistency.
4-1, Bruce-Tagoe.
That's another thing about the clay court. You saw the bounce there, just doing it in for Tracy a bit.
The ball just
concentration
keeps
skidding off there.
Exactly.
The ground can easily go against you, or for you if you have the point.
But for a tiebreak set, it's not over until it's over. I've seen people come back from 8-2 scores to win the games. Still too early to pronounce who may take this final set.
Actually saw a similar thing yesterday from Mingle and Kwe. I think Mingle came back from 70 down.
5-1, Bruce-Tagoe. Good.
Change sides now. 5-1 is a very good lead to have in there.
It is a very, very, very good lead to have. And if Yvonne wants this, she needs to show us that she's ready to finish it off. As now, she just needs 1 point to be emphatic about taking this final set. Otherwise, I don't know. See her limping there a little bit?
Slightly. Maybe she actually has an issue there.
Maybe.
It would be extra commendable if she's able to get over the line. Of course, she has the advantage. Tracy doesn't seem to enjoy sitting down for too long.
No, I mean...
Always quick to get back onto court.
I mean, in this final set, we've seen Tracy try to raise the balls high just to enable her adjust herself to avoid Yvonne's sharp forehand shots. It's not exactly working for her, but... So you see her keep shifting to Yvonne's backhand because the forehand is the shot to avoid.
That is where the power is.
Yeah.
That's where the damage will be done.
Out. Come on. 6-2.
6-2 now. See a bit of frustration on Tracy's face. She giving up already?
Still a long way to go.
Still a very long way to go, trust me.
Out.
And it's 6-3.
6-3. Bruce-Tagoe.
And she has the advantage because it's on her serve. If she takes both her serves, that brings it to a 5-6. She's done it.
She's done it again. 2 successive points for Tracy.
And you see Yvonne here also avoiding the backhand, making quick turns so she can finish it off on her forehand. Yes. That's it.
Again, she's brought it back.
6-5.
6-5.
This is a close one. A very competitive match we are witnessing here tonight.
Every single point counts.
Very befitting of the final.
Of course, it's a ladies' professional single final. The 19th edition of the Accra Senior Open Tennis Championship 2021 is live on Citi TV. It's between Tracy Ampah and Yvonne Bruce-Tagoe. It's as close as you can get. Nicely done.
7-5. Bruce-Tagoe. Change.
Yvonne.
Tracy.
And you see what I keep saying about Yvonne's forehand. If she stays on the forehand, that's where all the point is. So I see her plan here is to move Tracy around a bit and finish it off
On the
on
forehand.
her forehand.
So that quick body adjustment just to get the ball onto the forehand side. You see that shot again.
Wow.
Nicely done.
You see Tracy
Nicely
struggling to return that. And she takes a 7-6 lead now. 7-5. 3 more to go.
8-5, Bruce-Tagoe.
8-5, Yvonne Bruce-Tagoe leads. She's 2 points away from winning the championship.
What?
This is a really bad time to be making any fault at this point for Tracy. And you can just see how Yvonne's confidence has just grown in the last 2 points.
Out.
Everybody wants this point. They keep fighting for this point.
This is probably the most important point of the match.
8-6, Bruce-Tagoe.
Fought on her first service again. She's done it. Tracy wins it.
8-7, Bruce-Tagoe.
It's 8-7.
Keenly contested. You see Yvonne trying to put a bit more power and sting in her first serve now. She needs it. She needs to finish this. Tracy is just bringing back all balls, defending carefully, making sure not to miss a point. Probably hoping that Yvonne will make the mistake, and it didn't work. It did not work.
Match point for her, or championship point for Yvonne Bruce-Tagoe. She's serving to clinch the championship. First serve goes out, second serve opportunity.
Literally feel everybody hold their breath watching the points being made. Yvonne there trying to finish off with the big bang, and it didn't
misses
work.
the opportunity.
She misses it at the net. This is what we call net points.
Well, that was fantastic defensive play there by Tracy. Under a lot of pressure, she manages to hold on for the time being.
She is holding on tightly, making sure not to lose this point, looking at taking a championship point here today. She keeps missing the first set.
Exactly, and this is pressure time now for her. That one just scraped the line.
It's almost as if we can feel the same pressure that the players are feeling right now on the court. Looping balls from both sides, being careful not to miss a point. And I can tell you that at this point your heart beats twice as much. Trust me. You're careful, you're not breathing, you're not blinking, because you need this to stay in the game. And this point has been rallied the most. each player looking to make the point to either finish this game or stay in this game. And she misses it.
Was careful play there from Tracy.
I mean, this point was rallied for over 35. I was counting till I lost count.
It's the longest
35.
rally, definitely the longest rally we've had in the match so far.
And it's a 9-all now.
Wow.
Tracy's tactic is absolutely working for her now. Avoid Yvonne's forehand. So every time the ball goes there, she tries to finish it, but she beautifully defends it and just returns it slowly back to her, hoping that she would miss the point. And she did. She did. It's 9-all now, and whoever takes that last point, well, still with a difference of 2, but whoever gets to 10 first has the advantage.
I got back. Remaining one save. You save right now. You win one save as well.
Who wants the trophy the most? I think that's what it has boiled down to.
Who can handle the pressure also?
Who can handle the pressure? With Yvonne having more experience than Tracy,
we see it again.
She has seen.
So it's a very carefully
executed point. And they were using all the court, all angles. Using angles, you see Tracy going back to Yvonne's backhand, and she also making a quick turn and bringing it back to her forehand until she missed that point. You can just see the pain on her face when she missed it. You see her already ready on the court, trying to maybe get into Yvonne's head. Those drop shots always get to the mid-court.
It's a bit too far and allows your opponent to come back from it.
Exactly. And now you see Yvonne rather looping balls to afford her time to prepare and recoup on the court so she can make those quick forehand turns. And she misses it.
This is match point for
10-9, Ampah.
Tracy.
I mean, this kind of play, looping balls, is what in the tennis fraternity we call flight mode. Flight mode, angels tennis, looping balls, just so that you have enough time to
quickly adjust yourself.
Adjust and recoup. Set point now for Tracy, and we are back to flight mode. You're breathing, because it sounds like you're not. You held your breath waiting to see how this point goes.
Very tensed moment.
Very tensed moment. The atmosphere here is equally as tensed. Spectators, players alike. And it's just flight mode from now till point is made. Yvonne trying to take her chance and hit power balls when they get to her forehand. Let's hope it works for her this time.
She's done it. Tracy Ampah wins the ladies professional single finals. 6-love, 2-6, 11-9. Incredible resolve she showed. She was down about 4 points in the final.
She has shown that she can handle the pressures that the game brings.
Absolutely fantastic.
Absolutely fantastic stuff here from Tracy today.
That's it.
After making her dramatic win in the first set, she probably gave up the second set so she can concentrate on the final set, and that strategy absolutely worked for her. It wasn't easy though. I mean, Yvonne did give a great game, bringing the pressure back to Tracy every time. That second set that she took, I think, puts Tracy in a bit of doubt, because we could see her having to slap herself around, bounce too many times.
You see the clear frustration on her face.
Very frustrated, but she held on and proved that she wanted the trophy more today than her opponent did. And such wonderful, wonderful game from our ladies today at the Accra Lawn Tennis Club for the 19th edition of the Accra Senior Open.
So yes, Tracy Ampah is the winner of the ladies professional singles final. I think we'll cross over on court to Nathan Kwa, who's on standby to interview the two players on the day.
When the point.
Wow, that was breathless tennis we saw right there between Tracy Ampah and Yvonne Bruce-Tagoe. In the end, it was Tracy Ampah who managed to hold her nerve and win 11-9. Third set, she won by 2-1. So she has picked up the winning trophy in terms of the Women's Pro Final. This is the 19th Accra Senior Open Championship 2021. We are live on Citi TV. My name is Nathan Kwa. I have Yvonne Bruce-Tagoe. Yvonne, commiserations on your loss. How was it? It was a long, drawn out. How was it for you?
Well, so I had a problem with the organization. They didn't tell me I have a match today, and this is the final. So I mean, as a player, you have to be prepared for the match. It was around 3 p.m. when the organizer told me I have a match. So and also, I have indigestion. So during the play, I asked for ORS or any first aid, but they didn't give it to me. And as you can see, while playing, I was, squatting, going down because I was really struggling.
Yeah, but it was difficult for you. But in the end, tell me, you mentioned all these other things. Apart from that, did you think any other factors did not help today?
Well, so I've beaten her 3 times. I mean, I always beat her. This is the first time she's beaten me, and I would say it's the indigestion and me not being ready. Yeah.
Yvonne, commiserations on your loss. Best of luck next time. All right. So that was the runner-up, Yvonne Bruce-Tagoe. She lost to Tracy Ampah in the final of the Women's Pro event. Let me speak to Tracy Ampah. Maybe we should give her a round of applause. There's your champion, Tracy Ampah. All right, so I've been joined by... okay, Tracy, you come this way. All right, so I have the winner of the final, Tracy Ampah. Tracy, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
It was a long match. You won the first set quite easily, lost the second set. It looked like the third set had gone away. How did you manage to get that match back in your favor?
Before the beginning of the game, I had in mind that this match my friend. So when I was down in the second set, I decided to bring up my game in the final set.
Right. There was a point in the second set where you missed a shot, and I heard you say the words, "I won't give up. I won't give up." At that point, did you think the match was going away from you?
No, I never give up that easily.
You never give up. So what's next for you? Now that you've won, what's the next thing you want to do?
I want to win more tournaments, so I'm going back to train harder so that I will improve upon my game.
All right. Tracy, congratulations once again.
Thank you very much.
All right, so there you have your champion, Tracy Ampah. She's won the Women's Pro event at the 19th Accra Senior Open Tennis Championship 2021. This is Citi TV. My name is Nathan Carr, of course, organized under the auspices of the Ghana Tennis Federation. Breathtaking tennis. Look, in that third set, people could not sit. People could not even breathe. Everybody had their eyes, their gaze, their attention and focus fixed on center court as the two women battled and battled. In the end, it was Tracy Ampah. She's picked up the trophy as the best player in terms of the Women's Pro event of the 19th Accra Senior Open Tennis Championship 2021, organized by the Ghana Tennis Federation, and is happening live at the Accra Lawn Tennis Club, and it's live on Citi TV. If you have been entertained, get ready. There's a men's semi-pro final coming up right here on center court at the Accra Lawn Tennis Club. My name is Nathan Carr. Hashtag Accra Open. Send in your thoughts and comments on social. We'll try and go through as many of them. But keep those channels locked on Citi TV. We have more tennis for you coming right up.